ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಶರಣು ಶರಣಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು. Dear learners, welcome back to SPPS online classes. Dear students, we have started NCERT class 6th, our past one, history section, chapter number 5, Kingdoms, Kings and an Early Republic. Yes, dear students, in the previous video class 1 and 2, we have covered the various concept discussion. Now in the present video class, we are going to discuss the remaining concept from this chapter. The concepts are taxes, changes in agriculture, a closer look Magadha, a closer look to Vadji. So start with the discussion. Taxes. Yes, dear students, as we had discussion that during the 3000 years ago there were 16 mahajanpads were established on the bank of the river Ganga and its tributaries. So this region was very fertile land, and the people main occupation is farming, and king started to build the fortification of the Mahajanpads to give the protection of the people. So he required the amount from the king's treasury. So king's treasury filled with the taxes amount. So what is the tax? Tax is the one of the economic matter. So whatever the agriculture produce of the farmers, in that some of the percentage had to pay the king's treasury as a tax. So this tax was utilized for the various purposes. Not only farmers, various occupation peoples had to pay the tax for king's treasury. So this was utilized for various purposes. One is the for building huge forts, and another one for maintaining large armies. To construction of the forts that is required for the in that period, because to give the protection to the people who are living in the Mahajanpas by the opponent rulers attacks, and for maintaining the large armies. For example, not only the foot soldiers in the armies, they were appointed various forces like horse force, elephant force and camel force and so on. So the soldiers required various animals as well as the weapons. So this was provided by the using the tax amount. So next we go through the another one, taxes. So taxes on crops were most of the important earning or collected revenue. So crops means cereals, pulses and so on. So these on these crops, the who are producing the crops, for example farmers and the peasants, they had to be paid the 1/6 amount of the total produce for the king's treasury. So this fixed tax 1/6 amount was called as a baga or share. So and next we go to the, there were taxes on craft persons as well. So craft persons, for example carpenter, mason, pottery maker and so on. So these persons, instead of giving the money, they are paying in the form of agriculture labor. So for example, who are weaver or who are a smith, including their work, they had to work for a day or a month for the king's works. So this is the one of the system they were followed in collection of the taxes. So next we go to the herders were also expected to pay taxes in the form of animals and animals produce. So who are herders? Who are herding the animals like a sheep, goat, a cow and so on. So so these herders, their main occupation is milk production and removing the skin of the animal, and sometimes the meat was used for the food purpose. So these herders have to had to be paid the taxes in the form of animals and produce instead of using the money. And there were also taxes on goods. So goods means whatever the some of the countries provided the some materials to the Indian subcontinent, so who are involving in the trading business, so those persons had to be paid the tax for the king's treasury regularly. So and hunters and gatherers, so who hunters and gatherers also had to provide forest produce to the Raja. Instead of using the money, the herders and gatherers provided the forest goods to the king's treasury. So this was all the forest good used for the making the tools, as well as some of the medicines used for the soldiers and so on. So this is the one of the system in the Mahajanpads. The rulers or the kings were followed to collection of the money. So next we go through the tax collectors collected taxes from the people. So king or rulers appointed some of the persons to collect the taxes, and taxes could be paid in the form of money or in the form of goods. So land tax fetched the maximum revenue. So who are holding the large area of their own land, so the person had to be paid the maximum revenue or maximum tax for the king's treasury. So one of the tax, that is agriculture tax, a share of 1/6 of the agriculture produce has to be given as a tax. So this is called the baga or share. So craft persons and merchants also had to pay the regular taxes for the king's treasury. And which are the sources the taxes were collected? So on crops, on craft things, and milk producers, and the goods, and hunters and gatherers. So for example, hunters and gatherers had to be paid the forest produce as their taxes instead of using the money. Next we go through the tax. Sometimes taxes had to be paid in the form of unpaid labors. For example, craft persons, uh, for example, they are involving in the their main occupation, as well as they had to work for the king's works. So this is the unpaid works. For example, dasa or dasis, that we call slaves. So in the, for example, the king was defeated the opponent kingdom ruler, and his all the soldiers were captured in that battlefield, and they were brought to the kingdom, and these persons are considered as slaves or dasa or dasi. So the and the king utilized the dasas dasis for doing the various works in the their kingdom or in the Mahajanpads. So these persons are called the unpaid labor, and the revenue collected was spent on paying salaries. So whatever the in all various divisions the tax were collected, that tax was utilized for providing the salaries for the soldiers, and public works, welfare works, for example, construction of the forts, construction of the reservoirs, construction of the canals, irrigation system, and roads, and so on, and maintaining the large army in the Mahajanpads. So the tax was utilized for all these purposes. So next one, changes in agriculture. So this was the one other another one concept from your chapter, changes in agriculture. Which are the major changes were observed in the later Vedic period? There are two major changes that occurred. So one is the using of iron flow shares. Not instead of using the wood share, the people were started iron flow share. Another one is the transplanting paddy. So which are these? Start with the discussion. One was the growing use of iron flow shares. So this means that heavy clay soil could be turned over better than with the wooden flow share, so that more grain could be produced. So instead of the wooden flow share, the iron flow share, it was very good to have to mean that heavy clay soil could be turned over better than wood share, so that more grain could be produced in that field. So second one, people began transplanting paddy. So transplanting paddy means in a small area, the paddy seeds scattered and they provided the water supply to that small land, as well as fertilizer. So in some few months, the crops become saplings. So these saplings removed from the small land and replanted in the large field. So this gives the good yield after the harvesting. So that purpose, the this system was followed in the agriculture system during the later Vedic period, that is 3000 years ago. So start with the discussion. Second, people began transplanting paddy. So this meant that instead of scattering seeds on the ground from which plants would sprout, sapling were grown and the plant then planted in the large fields. So this led to increased production as many more plants survived. So this is one of the idea the Mahajanpads in the Magadha, Vajji, and so on, the people were followed. And next we go through the generally slave men and women that we call Dasa and Dasi. Slave men is called the Dasa and women is called Dasis. So and landless agricultural laborers called the Kamkaras or Kammakaras had to do this work. So who are involving in the paddy transplantation works, those were considered as a Kammakaras as well as Dasa and Dasis. So they were brought from the opponent kingdoms, defeated rulers, all the soldiers, they were considered as a Dasa and Dasis. So next we go through the another one important concept from your chapter, that is the closer look Magadha. So Magadha, it was the one of the dynasty started ruling started ruling in our Indian subcontinent in the part of at present day Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. That was the one of the Mahajanpada. So that is Magadha. Yes, dear students, while Magadha became the most important Mahajanpada in about 200 years. So Magadha was an ancient Indian kingdom in southern Bihar and was counted as one of the 16 Mahajanpadas. Totally there were 16 Mahajanpadas. In that 16th one of the famous prosperous land, that is Magadha. So it was ruled by the Nanda dynasty in the 3000 years ago. So many rivers such as the Ganga and the its tributary Son flowed through Magadha, so which was important for first one transport, second one water supplies, third one making the land fertile. Flowing the two rivers in that region made the land so fertile, and that is why the people involved in the occupation like farming, and the on these banks of the rivers, many people started the trading business through the transportation system, and water supplies given to the all the fields. That why the lands became the more fertile, and parts of Magadha were forested. So many of the regions in that Magadha Mahajanpada were forested. So first of all, the elephants which lived in this forest could be captured and trained for army purpose, and forest also provided wood for building the houses, carts, and chariots. So the wood was utilized for the various purposes, for example construction of the houses, carts, and chariots, as well as the some of the weapons. And there were iron ore mines in the region that could be tapped to make strong tools and weapons. So in the Magadha, some of the areas the covered with the iron ore mines. So these regions provided iron for you making the strong tools in the agriculture system, like flowshares and the weapons for the soldiers. And Magadha had two very powerful rulers. So in first period of the Magadha ruling period of Nanda dynasty, there were two powerful rulers ruled the Magadha. So Bimbisara or and Ajatasattu, both are famous and powerful rulers in the Nanda dynasty in the Magadha first period, and who used all possible means to conquer other Janpads. So possible possible means utilizing the forest goods, utilizing the iron ore, utilizing the crops, transportation system, and water supply. So they were very prosperous life they were led, as well as they were rich in all sources. So utilizing these rich sources, they were defeated the other janapads and captured those janapadas also. And Padmananda, he was the another one ruler, was important ruler in the Nanda dynasty. He extended his control up to the northwest part of the subcontinent. As we know that Magadha, it was located in the eastern part and some of the parts of north. And in the during the Mahapadmananda ruling period, it was stretched to the northwest part of our subcontinent. And Rajagraha, it was the one of the capital of the Magadha dynasty, Magadha kingdom. So Rajagraha, it is present in Bihar. It was the capital of Magadha for several years. Later, the Rajagraha capital shifted to the Pataliputra. So this is all the points regarding the Magadha, one of the Mahajanapada and their Nanda dynasty and the rulers information. So another few information: the area around modern day South Bihar and parts of eastern Uttar Pradesh along the Ganges formed the Magadha. In the course of about 200 years, Magadha emerged as a prominent Mahajanapada. It was under the rule of the Nanda dynasty. The factors which favored the rays of Magadha are as follows. So which are the favored factors that helped the Magadha to become the one of the prosperous and powerful kingdom? So start with the discussion. Where is the Magadha? It is located on the bank of the river Ganga, in the present day Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, some parts of the Uttar Pradesh. Yes, dear students, this region is irrigated by rivers like Ganga and Son and other tributaries of Ganga. Hence the land was fertile and there was plenty of water. Fertile land ensured high crop yield. So this area was prosperous. So these rivers also served as good canal for water transport. And some parts of Magadha had dense forest. Dense means bigger forest, large forest. And the forest provided plenty of wood. Wood could be used for making buildings, chariots and carts. Elephants could be captured from the forest and trained for the army. So another one reason, Bimbasara, Ajatasattu were two powerful rulers to rule over Magadha. They used all the possible means of conquer other Janpads. And Mahapadmananda was another powerful ruler of the Magadha dynasty, and he further spread the Magadha territory. Territory means area or province, to the northwestern part of the subcontinent. So Bimbasara, Ajatasattu and Mahapadmananda, these are the famous rulers in the Magadha dynasty. And Mahajanapada, having first capital at Rajagraha and later it is shifted to the Patliputra. First known ruler as Bimbasara, Chandragupta Maurya ended the Nanda dynasty. So who are Chandragupta Maurya? He belongs to Mauryan dynasty. Chandragupta Maurya defeated the Dhanananda, and Chandragupta Maurya established the Mauryan dynasty in the Magadhan region. So this is the one of the fall of the kingdom Nanda in the period of 3000 years ago. So next we go through the Rajagraha. It was the capital of the Magadha, and later this capital was shifted to Patliputra, which is known as Patna in the modern times. So next we go through the Alexander the Great. Why we are discussing about the Alexander the Great? He was the one of the Macedonian empire, ruler or king from the Europe. So why? Because he wanted to conquer the world. So almost all he conquered all the countries of the different continent, and his next view towards the India to capture the Magadha dynasty. So during the period of the ruling period of the Magadha rulers, he came to our India, but he afraid of the Indian soldiers, weapons and the army force. So he he went back to his pavilion. So start with the discussion. And In the more than 2300 years ago, a ruler named Alexander, who lived in Macedonia in Europe, wanted to become a world conqueror. Of course, he did not conquer the world, but did conquer parts of Egypt and West Asia, and came to the Indian subcontinent. So reaching up to the banks of the Bias, it was the one of the tributary of the main river Sindhu. So he reached the Bias bank of the river, and when he wanted to march further easternwards towards the Magadha and Vajji and so on, his soldiers refused the army. They were scared, as they had heard that the rulers of India had vast armies of foot soldiers, chariots, and elephants, so that he avoided to capture the all the Mahajanpads in our subcontinent. So this is all about the study about the great Alexander's one of the story. And he belongs to Europe, and he was started the Macedonian Empire in the Macedonia. So and he wanted to capture the Magadha here, but the soldiers refused to move forward in the Indian subcontinent because of afraid of the various forces of the Magadha rulers, and they went back to their native called the Macedonia. So next we go through the another one concept, last concept of this chapter, that is a closer look. Vajji also one of the kingdom, and one of the Mahajanapada located in the present day Bihar, and Vajji with its capital at Vaishali. So Vajji's capital is Vaishali. It is located in Bihar. So it was under a different form of government. So as we had discussion that Magadha was ruled by the kings, but in the Vajji it was the one of the Mahajanapada ruled by the Gana or Sangha. So this is the one of the form of government. So in a Gana or Sangha there were many rulers. So sometimes even when thousands of men ruled together, each one was known as Raja. So in thousand every person is called as a Raja. So these Rajas performed rituals together, or sacrifices, or religious performances. They also met in assemblies and held the debates and so on, and they decide what had to be done and how through various discussions and debates. So before going to start the battle of the opponent ruler, first of all they held the meeting and they or debate. So they some of the decisions they will take after the meeting. So this is the one of the procedures the Gana or Sangha members or rulers followed. And they, if they were attacked by an enemy, they met to discuss what should be done to meet the threat. So if the opponent kingdom ruler defeated the Mahajanpad, so the all the Rajas who are belongs to Gana or Sangha, they had the discussion, and for example how to meet the threat of that opponent person. And women Dasa and Kammakaras or Kamkaras could not participate in this assembly. So who were avoided to participate in the discussion in debate held by the Gana or Sangha. So the women's Dasa and Kammakaras were avoided to participate. So and Buddha and Mahavira belongs to some Ganas. So Buddha and Mahavira were great thinkers in of that period, and their preachings means their speeches, their well saids, or their one of the experience life experience thoughts, so those were still important for us. So next we go through the how the many of the other rajas made several attempts to conquer the Ganas of Vaishali. So in the surrounding Janapadas and Mahajanpads, rulers or kings wanted to capture the Vaishali and they conquer the Ganas also. So but they did not get success. Why? Because Ganas survived still as later as about 1500 years ago. So Ganas were very important because various people, various occupation peoples were involved in that Gana, and they were member of the Ganas. So that number was very good number. So that is why the all the opponents rulers, they were not get success to capture the Mahajanpads. And finally, the last Ganas were conquered by the Gupta rulers. So at last means in 200 years ago, the last Gana was ruling. In that period, Gupta dynasty rulers defeated or captured the Vajji, and this is the one of the fall of the Vajji's Gana government in the Vajji. So next we go through the in the next video class we will cover the new lesson discussion. Till then, bye bye. Have a nice day.